post-traumatic Steph disorder is a real thing. Just ask the Celtics in the 2022 NBA Finals.
Klay Thompson. Curry sidestep, three-pointer. It's good! Steph Curry from downtown. 6 assists for Green. Curry a long three. It's good! Steph Curry from way downtown!
But this is something NBA legends have been talking about for a while. Steph Curry is the hardest guard to guard in the history of the NBA. Even Michael Jordan has alluded to it, and so did Magic Johnson. But there are so many more NBA legends speaking on what makes Steph Curry so unguardable. And just wait until we get to those who see Steph Curry's game as some sort of astral projection. But before that, let's watch NBA legends explain how Curry breaks his opponents before the shot ever goes up. NBA and Lakers legend Magic Johnson was once asked if there's more to Steph Curry than just shooting, and his answer immediately reframed the entire conversation.
What makes Steph so unique? Obviously, we know he can shoot the ball, but it's got to be more than that.
Yeah, oh, it's definitely more than that. First of all, movement without the ball.
He's constant motion.
We've never seen probably a basketball player in better condition and understand angles and how to come off that screen.
Right.
And also be on balance to still shoot.
Right.
And he can shoot off balance too.
Right.
That's Magic Johnson saying Steph Curry isn't just dangerous because he shoots threes. He's also dangerous because he never stops moving. And then there's the fact that Curry is able to stay perfectly balanced while doing it. Gilbert Arenas put it in the simplest and most terrifying way possible.
I've guarded AI. I don't want to guard Steph.
Running around all
Because
the damn time.
because with AI, he had the ball, but if he gave it up, right? If he gave it up,
yeah.
If when he gave it up, you're like, whoosh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Steph, there's ever no rest, right?
You see, Allen Iverson was one of the most exhausting offensive players ever, but even he gave defenders moments to breathe. Steph Curry doesn't, and tracking data backs this up. Steph routinely covers over 2 miles per game, constantly sprinting through screens, cutting, relocating, and circling back out. This forces defenders to make split-second decisions over and over again. The crazy thing is, even at 37 years old, he's still doing this. LeBron James has guarded everyone. He understands physical dominance, but when it comes to Steph, he points to something different.
Different point of view, POV. But when Steph decides to cut inside the lane, don't relax. He's coming back up. That's reps and reps and reps and reps of actually guarding something that's uncomfortable. Guarding Steph is uncomfortable. And the problem with our guys in our league, they're not comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That discomfort is real, and many people know it.
I mean, it's just 48 minutes of where is Steph? You got to know where he is at all times and just trying to find him on the court, make his life difficult. And so it's just that mental strain of where is he on the court? I mean, obviously, the way their offense is and the way he impacts the offense.
That's the nightmare legends recognize. And by the time the shots start falling, most defenders are already tired, not just in their legs, but in their minds. JJ Redick once tried to describe what it feels like to guard Steph, and he didn't reach for a basketball comparison. He reached for science fiction.
There was an article recently, the CIA really declassified these documents on this program they were trying to do. It's called Astral projection, where you have an intentional out-of-body experience. And I literally, as I'm reading the article, I'm like, this is Steph on a basketball court.
That sounds funny until you understand that Curry stretches the game beyond normal spacing, normal logic, and normal shot selection. And trying to guard him can get a defender stretched so thin that he gets stretched out. Just ask Matthew Dellavedova. Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest perimeter defenders of all time, framed it in a way only a legend could.
I think this is truly a one-off, unless he can force his son to go for his records, because he's the only one that's going to have the DNA to be able to even think about trying to capture this. It's amazing. I mean, you look at how this kid shoots the ball from behind the three-point line. He shoots it like it's a layup. There's no restriction. He's been a game changer.
Even as a 10-year-old, Kevin Durant saw it happen before the world did.
I walk in the gym and this guy just stepped across half court and just pulled a jump shot. I was like, it's not making this. Splash. Splash. So when we played him, he had like 35. He was like 10 years old. And I was like, yeah, who is this? And 10 years later, that's Steph Curry.
That range forces defenses to break their own rules. And Nikola Jokic experienced that firsthand during the 2024 Olympics, to the point where he was literally instructing Serbia on how to survive Steph Curry.
Ovdje je Kari, kako nam broj ima 4, ovdje je Embiid. Znači on nosi ide ovako i kad pređe drugi ovaj sam može da napravi blok ovome. Znači ja ću ovoga da gurnem ovdje, da ga gurnem i onda ovaj ne da te srola. Zato što on hoće da napravi blok za ovog, znači ne da ga srola, da ovaj može sam da isprasi ovdje.
And it still didn't matter.
Pass out here for Curry, who doesn't even need to look. Curry comes back and puts the US ahead. Wow!
And even against France and its alien, he remained unguardable.
Here comes Durant, back to Curry. Lovely dribble, puts it up. Oh.
Time and time again, Curry has proven that there is no answer to him. Paul George once told a story of when he thought he had the answer.
I forgot what you said, but I
said I'm gonna force him in the layups.
Run him off the three.
He's gonna have to beat me every time. No threes. It went out
there. He had 50 on you.
I was laughing the whole time watching.
What'd you say, P? Wacko?
Bro, I couldn't stop none of it. I couldn't stop none of it.
Steph Curry's unlimited range is partly why Allen Iverson called him a different kind of monster.
I had my idea of me being incredible. You know what I mean? But this dude right here, like, it's different. It's a whole different monster.
But is there more to this monster than his shooting and his no-rest game? Dwayne Wade explained why defenders feel uneasy guarding Steph before the possession even begins.
Fear. You have a little fear, and not from like you're scared of a guy, but just not knowing what he's going to do. When a guy is coming up, and obviously he has an amazing handle, but when a guy can shoot from anywhere on the floor, when he shoots from going left and he shoots going right, and then when he gives the ball up, he's even more deadly with his cuts, with his screening, with his ability to come off screens. I mean, he's just impossible to guard.
That uncertainty is part of Steph's game. But there's still something, and it was the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, who was able to put his finger on it before he left us.
But there's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly. And has trained himself to have the skills to be able to shoot, dribble, left, right, etc. And then you mix that with this calmness and poise, then you have a serious problem on your hands.
This calmness allows Steph Curry to put up performances that get even the greatest of the greatest calling Steph Curry different. I mean, just listen to Dr. J.
What Steph Curry does on the court, and the simulator can't measure up because it just doesn't look real. But that's what he's been doing on the court, things that really don't look real to the normal eye.
And this is why his impact goes beyond numbers. Yes, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. Yes, he has redefined efficiency and volume. But what truly separates him is how his handle, calmness, and gravity bend the entire game around him. Draymond Green captured that legacy perfectly when he said, and I quote, "The whole NBA is playing a brand of basketball created by the ideology of Steph Curry. And you tell me that's not dominance? You tell me that's not sitting along the same lines of the greats?" Dre emphasized, "I'm sorry, no disrespect to other guards that have come before him, but the majority of guards don't have an era that they defined the way that era of basketball was played." And even when the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, refused to recognize Steph as the greatest point guard of all time, he still admitted this in his text to Stephen A.
Steph Curry is by far the best shooter of all time. Yes, his movement has created many shots for his teammates. He's a career 43% three-point shooter.
When you listen to legends talk about Steph Curry, a pattern emerges. They do not describe a player who is simply hard to guard. They describe a force that exhausts your body, overwhelms your mind, and reshapes the floor every second he is on it. At 37 years old, Steph Curry is still bending defenses, still defining eras, and still forcing the greatest minds in basketball to admit the same truth. Steph Curry is not only the greatest shooter in NBA history, but he is unguardable. And if you want to hear the same kind of breakdown from NBA players about another unstoppable force, watch NBA players explain why Nikola Jokic is so hard to guard next.